Hey guys, how is it going? I am Adam. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. So I made some notes to keep me on track. So during the National, a lot of the guys were posting their purchases each day, and then I've noticed they have been putting out recap videos as well with final thoughts on the National, and in some cases, showing all of their purchases at one time. Well, I'm out of step with how this has been done because I bought a grand total of 14 cards at the National, ranging from $25 to the big Grail card that was $2,500, a huge expense for me. And I showed the Grail card. I also showed the 1962 Topps Hank Aaron that I got. I showed that during the National. And today I'm going to show two hearts. Two red hearts are better than one. Two red heart cards that I got at the National. So that will be 4 out of the 14. I'll have 10 more to show over the next, I don't know, we'll see. Over the next few weeks I'll show the rest. So that's my plan. That's kind of, not how others are doing it. But I'm doing it this way to make them look good. So, if somebody's doing it right, you have to have somebody doing it wrong to make the people that are right look good. So that's my plan. I got the big Grail card out of the way. I'm still so stoked about that card. I'm kind of pinching myself and can't believe that I have it. I wanted to show you that first so you weren't left hanging. The rest of the cards are quite a bit less expensive than that. Like none of them were even 1/10 of the cost of that one. All right, here we go. So I made my big purchase on Wednesday evening. And again, that's talked about in my Grail card video. And I was just on cloud nine, not just because of that purchase, but also starting to meet these guys and just the incredible show that was just huge, cardboard heaven. And so on Thursday, I'm just walking around the show, and like literally, if I don't get another card, I'm good. I mean, I'm just so stoked to have this Grail card. And so I'm no pressure to buy anything. And I go by this table and I see these two. They had some other cards that I looked at, and I was like, no, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, but thanks for letting me look type thing. They had these two red hearts that were together. And I took a look at those two, and I immediately knew that I wanted them both. And they were priced at $75 each. Now, here's the deal. Virtually nobody could get Wi-Fi, so you could not look up comps. So I'm just going off of the knowledge that I have, and my knowledge base is pretty small compared to a lot of vintage collectors, and my gut feel, and I'm like, yeah, $75 each. I want these. I think that's a solid buy. And I ultimately asked how much for both of these, could you give me a little discount? And she said $135. So I got them for $67.50 each, and I walked away with those two cards, and I was like, a kid that had just picked out a bunch of his favorite candy in the candy store. I was just like, this is so cool. So let me turn the camera around and show you the first of these two. This is the 1954 Red Heart, Ralph Kiner. Now, here's the deal. I had been talking with Doug of Decon, with channel name Decon on YouTube, and I will link his channel as well as the particular video where he just got a Red Heart Ralph Kiner. And so while I was at the National getting a Red Heart Ralph Kiner, Doug was out getting his own Red Heart Ralph Kiner. And we had been chatting in the comments of videos. When I showed off my Spawn Red Kiner, Doug said that he'd really like to get a Red Heart. I mean, my Spawn Red Heart. I think I just botched that big time. When I showed off my Spawn Red Heart card, Doug said that he wanted to get a Red Heart, and he was looking at a few of them. I think the Spawn was one of them, and apparently Kiner was one of them. Well, I didn't know, but he went out and got the Kiner. And while he was getting his Kiner, I was getting my Kiner at the National. And so Doug and I are now Red Heart. We're the cardboard equivalent of Blood Brothers. We are now Red Heart Brothers, or specifically Red Heart Kiner Brothers. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, if you're on a limited time budget, go look at his video instead of mine. His is the nicer Ralph Kiner, although I'm pretty stoked about mine. And his is the better video too. It's got some nice bells and whistles. So, if you get a chance, go check out Doug's channel. All right, let's talk about this dude, Ralph Kiner. I mean, for 7 years, starting in his rookie season, he led or tied the league in home runs, and many of those years led all of Major League Baseball in home runs, which is an unprecedented feat and has not been matched since. And his RBI and hits numbers were pretty darn awesome too. Could you imagine if a young player did that today? I mean, the hype surrounding all of those shiny pieces of cardboard where the player would have, 72 parallels of this and who knows how many parallels of that. Could you imagine how crazy the hype would be if today a young star, say somebody like Julio Rodriguez, led the league in home runs their rookie year and 7 years in a row? It would be absolute hobby pandemonium. Stop this video right now. Go out and get yourself some Ralph Kiner cards. Well, that's just a suggestion. Do what works for you. Maybe you already have some Kiners. Let's just talk about his home runs. 1946, he leads the league with 23. 1947, again, a couple of these years he shared the lead, but I won't go into that much detail. 1947 leads all of Major League Baseball with 51 homers. 48 leads the major leagues in 40. 49 leads the major leagues in 54. 50 leads all of baseball with 47. 51 leads all of baseball with 42. 52 leads all of baseball with 37 home runs. By the way, he didn't lead in 53, but he had 35, so that's a pretty sweet number. Wow. Let's take a look at this beauty. Different YouTubers have different approaches, and that's cool. Leads to some variety. I like to show you the cards kind of up close and personal. So this is a PSA 5. It's got a little toning. You can see a little corner wear there, but that red, the toning, by the way, just enhances its vintage appeal. I give it a 10 for toning. Look at that red. This little white you're seeing up here is actually kind of on the holder. I might be able to use some plastic polish to get that off, but I haven't tried. But look at that, $67.50. Not that I care about the price, but I think that was pretty good. Pretty darn good. Look at that. Wow. And then on the back, oh, by the way, it's got a sticker. That's the $75 sticker. I didn't realize that was on the slab, but these tend to be, as Doug mentioned, off-center to the left typically. I just love the red heart down there. This is such a quality cardstock. This dog food company, in my humble opinion, was rivaling Topps and rivaling Bowman with these beautiful cards. Now, they were just doing the stars, 3 series of 11 cards, with either one series had a red background, so this is from the red background series, that also has the gorgeous Stan Musial. And then one series had a green background and one series had a blue background. The blue background series has the Mickey Mantle. And Doug, one of the things he talks about in his video is if a certain color really appeals to you, like red, do you tend to gravitate toward cards that have that as the dominant color, like this one has a dominant red color? Or have you put together a collection of cards, or have you pulled cards out of your collection that are, have a particular dominant color because you really like that color to show them off or to collect them based on color? Well, for me, I pretty much like all the colors, but the reds, greens, and purples are the colors that really just resonate with me, which is why the back of 54 Topps is so special. It's got the gorgeous reds and that deep forest green and the reds as well. Well, the red hearts, there's a red series, there's a green series, there's a blue series. I like the blues too. So, yeah, the color's just phenomenal. All right, who's my other pickup? Well, the Big Clue. I mean, look at that gorgeous beauty. You know, when pitchers were pitching to this guy, do you think they were thinking, he may not make the Hall of Fame. I'm not too worried about this guy? No, they were like, this is the Big Clue, man. Mammoth biceps, mammoth home runs. This dude was hitting more home runs than he was striking out for several years during his prime before back issues kind of got the best of him and slowed him down and probably kept him out of the Hall of Fame. This is a 5 as well. Also 6750. This one's a little bit sharper than the Kiner, but I love them both. It's got some chipping up there, so I'm giving it a 10 for chipping. Just the perfect amount of chipping to enhance the vintage eye appeal. The red. Did I mention that red? Look at this beauty. Cincinnati Redlegs. Yeah, they had to change their name from the Reds because of concerns about communism, which is interesting. And then the back, a little bit off center to the left, which is par for the course. Wow. This is, he's still in his peak here. Notice 40 home runs from the year before, 316 batting average from the year before, which would be 1953. Wow. I forgot to bring my second holder. I should be showing you both of these at once. So I'm going to improvise and just kind of hold one of them up. All right, so I've shown off 4 now, 4 of my 14 national picks. I'm liking this Red Heart set more and more all the time. Amazing. A dog food company that, in my humble opinion, was rivaling Topps and Bowman. And a more obtainable set. I mean, the cards aren't necessarily cheap, but there are only 33 of them. They're not all in the Hall of Fame, but they have, I think the Drew is telling me a higher percentage of Hall of Famers in the Red Heart set than pretty much any other vintage set, but he or others can correct me if I'm wrong there. So I welcome more of you into our Red Heart Brotherhood. And if you would like, I'd love to hear in the comments if you have any Red Hearts or plan to have any, or what you think of them. Wow, look at these gorgeous red beauties. I mean, look at that. $135 for this pair. Just beautiful. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary.